Hi everyone, let's talk about Wingspan, which is the upcoming game from Stonemaier Games, and I believe first-time designer and obviously bird lover, Elizabeth Hargrave. I think they've done an amazing job on this game. I absolutely love it. I'll just say right up front, it's beautiful in so many regards. In, the look of the game that if you've seen the playthrough, if you haven't seen the playthrough, go watch the playthrough. I played through the thing. That's better than me rambling on about it. Anyway, you can see the amazingly beautiful art from, I should have memorized more of the artists' names. I'm sorry, Beth Sobel is one of the artists. They've all done amazing work. The birds look beautiful. And yeah, even though some of the powers are similar or the same, all of these cards are different birds and different artwork on all of them. They include facts about the birds that, I know nothing about these. They've got really funny names, some of them. That's about as much as I needed. The artwork is beautiful. The presentation is absolutely beautiful. I touched on this a little bit in the Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig video that I did a couple of months ago. But there are little touches in it, like having a beautiful texture on the rulebook and the textured cards and things. They're not going to sell you on the game either way, but there is something to be said for this kind of prestige that it gives the game when you are unwrapping it all. There is more excitement and more pleasure to be found in discovering the parts of the game as you find them. In those things that I mentioned, and the game trays again, the custom designed game trays where it's got little etchings of a bird on it. The bird feeder, games don't even really come with their dice towers, or need to, but it's just a brilliant little thing. It's a beautiful presentation aspect to the game as well. Everything kind of works this way. The dice themselves are nice, wooden, chunky, custom things. The eggs are beautiful. The food tokens. I'm sure that somebody will be doing realistic resources for those one day. But yeah, presentation wise and component quality, absolutely impeccable. These fold-out boards that are like great big menus when you get them in the box. I won't roll all the eggs everywhere to show you how they fold up. Yeah, presentation-wise, absolutely beautiful, but none of that really matters if the game itself isn't great, and I absolutely love it. It was compared to Jamie kind of said it, if you like games like Terraforming Mars and Gizmos. I haven't played Gizmos. I really want to play that. Then this might have something in it for you. And yeah, it's got that kind of engine building aspect. It's got the huge deck of cards. It's got all of these cards with their different abilities and quirks to them, and habitats that they can go in, and resources that need to be paid in there. And you are absolutely building up an engine in admittedly a different way. It's not a direct comparison with those games. Don't get upset. But yeah, you are absolutely escalating as you get towards the end, and that's kind of reflected as well in that you're playing these birds and getting more and more powerful actions. But I love as well how you are losing actions over the course of the game. So you need to take advantage of those actions that you've pumped up, basically, because you are losing one action every time as you mark how well you've done in the objectives. I love how there is an option to have a more competitive thing where the first place gets the most points and then it's done in a rank like that, or you can play it in a less competitive way where you just get points based on how many times you achieve the objectives. Brilliant. It's just completely suited to how you want to play it. The structure of the game itself works really, really beautifully as well. Everything is signposted for you. You put your cube on here, and I know I've probably messed this up in the playthrough, but you put your cube on the end to do the action, you take the resources, say you're on that row, and then you work your way backwards through every one of the birds, and it's marking, which things you've activated, making sure you don't skip any, how many actions you've got left, how many times you've done certain things. It's really, really well done. And this is, it's a bit of a deviation that you are having rounds and things like that, because Stonemaier tend to try the way in, say, Euphoria and in Charterstone, that you are having these really smooth flowing things that don't need rounds. In this, because of the goals and things, you do need that, but it's still, it's such a nice smooth system that's, yeah, you've got these abilities to keep track of that will kick off if somebody does a certain thing, but you haven't got that many for yourself, and it does keep you invested in other people's turns. I imagine if you're playing with 4 players as well, that I've only played this with 2 and 3, by the way. A little bit unusual that I normally just play things with 2. I went the extra mile and played a 3-player game of this. But yeah, it's got those type of abilities. It's got so many different things in there that you've got, and that they really, really thematic as well, that when you read these things, that I didn't really know about. That, you know, the birds, say the bronzed cowbird that I got, that hasn't got a nest and can't, so when you lay eggs as an action, you can't put them on this bird. But when other people lay eggs, this bird gets to lay eggs as well out of your turn in someone else's particular nest, because that's how those birds work. And there's others that work like that. The owls that are predators, you know, you roll dice and try and find mice, or there are bigger predators, like there was an owl that Marty didn't quite get out, where you just flip a card in the deck, and if it's under a certain size, then that predator can, you know, take that bird away, and it's scored as points at the end of the game. And those things add to the different paths that you can go down. That the predator abilities are very much push your luck. That are you going to roll the right face on the dice? Are there going to be that many dice to roll when it comes to actually activating those predator abilities? Is the next card you draw going to be the right prey for that particular bird? If you want to play like that, then brilliant, that's there for you. There are things that just really combine together well, that you can end up drawing a ton of cards and having tons of choice, or that you can keep getting more and more and more resources and things. That everything works together so nicely. And I do feel that, yeah, I've seen kind of concerns as the game's been announced, that, you know, that you're depending on the look of the cards that you draw. Well, I'd say that in one, you are drawing a lot of cards. Depending on how you go, maybe you aren't going to put anything in your wetlands area, and it's going to be tougher for you to get those things. Maybe you will have to leech off other players' abilities that make everyone draw cards and things like that. But you do, in our experience, you draw quite a few cards through all of these extra things, not just in that particular action. And you always have this display of cards to choose from as well, that you can be basing, you know, the resources that you get on, and the goals that are coming up, on these birds that are in the display right now. Yeah, it's there's so much that I like about it. And yeah, I'm going to be, you know, normally to really reach and try and find things to complain about, to see more balance and things. I don't care. I just really, really love this. It's always beautiful when you end up playing a game, and like anything that you really love in life, that you sit down and think, wow, this feels like it was really made for me, which obviously is impossible, isn't it? But yeah, just the feeling of the game, it's such a nice, peaceful theme anyway. You're sitting here looking at this beautiful art come out over and over and over again. And yeah, you are just building up this nice little collection of birds, and you can try and, I didn't quite pull it off for Marty, but you can try and be thematic and have like an owl sanctuary and stuff. You might not win the game like that, but you can go in that direction as well. And yeah, I've just loved that. You know, I'm not particularly that interested in birds. I'm a lot more interested now I've played this game. It's, you know, not a game about birds, I must play that. But I'm open to pretty much anything. And yeah, it works perfectly with all of this. Yeah, as a package, it's just fantastic. And personally, I think it's really, really, I've just said fantastic, haven't I? Great. But what I think is immaterial, isn't it, really? If you want to discredit my opinion a bit more, you know, I was one of the people lucky enough to be sent a game in advance to make this playthrough for the big media launch in January. So yeah, maybe that makes me even less credible. But I'm saying myself, don't listen to me. There's a whole playthrough. There's like an hour or something where I've played through an entire game of this. Watch a little bit of that, and that should tell you more than I ever could about whether you are interested in this game. But yeah, that's enough discrediting myself. I'm really good, and my opinions are brilliant. Yeah, I really loved Wingspan. Your mileage may vary. Anyway, I'm going to stop speaking about it now and film more games probably. Top 10 of 2019 upcoming is coming soon. There's hundreds of playthroughs on this channel though, if you haven't seen it before. Hello, we do things on here. We do board game playthroughs and stuff. There's hundreds. You can go and watch more. You can subscribe. You can comment. Tell me what you think about Wingspan. When it comes out, you can tell me what I was doing wrong and how I could be playing better. But anyway, that is enough from me now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.